All right, we have a Christmas special here, and I want to show you something that, honestly, when I first saw this, I thought, no way, this is too obvious. How has nobody picked up on this? But then I kept pulling the thread, and there was more. And then I learned from Bro Sanchez a little bit more. So it's about Satan and Santa and Saturn and center. Santa is Saturn, and they encoded the entire electromagnetic cosmology into a children's story about a guy in a red suit flying around on reindeer. And a lot of times they try to make that seem evil because they don't want people looking into it. But we're gonna break it down. Satan, Santa, Saturn, same letters, same root consonants, S, T, and N. Now, we've been taught that Satan is bad, right? Evil. Stay away. But what if they actually inverted it? What if Satan is actually Saturn, the timekeeper, the boundary, the getaway? And they made it sound evil so you wouldn't look into what Saturn actually represents. So they made Satan scary. The devil is what they made him. They made Saturn worship seem demonic. You know, it's almost like when you see something, they want you to see it. But then they took the same word, rearranged it slightly, and gave it to the kids as Santa, the jolly guy who brings presents. So we're gonna dig into this. Where does Santa live? Not a trick question. He lives in the North Pole. Now, most people think that's 90 degrees north, the geographic pole, where the lines of longitude meet. But that's not the real North Pole electromagnetically. And Lindsay Harris showed me, and also shout out to Bro Sanchez again for opening my eyes to this syncretism. So by the way, the actual electromagnetic boundary where the Earth's field operates is the 77 degrees north, not 90, 77. That's where the magnetic field rises up out of the Earth. And let me clarify, the field drops at the tropics, Cancer and Capricorn. Those are the south poles. The Arctics are the north poles. It basically goes up out of the north pole, goes down at Cancer, goes all the way around, comes up at Antarctica, and then goes back down at Capricorn, goes under the Earth, and goes back up in the North Pole. The electromagnetic center of the toroidal vortex, that's where you get the figure 8, and that's where Santa lives. Not at some arbitrary geographic point, at the electromagnetic convergence zone, where consciousness can access the gateway. And the thing is, Santa doesn't just live there passively, he travels from there. Yes, Santa, because Santa is real. He projects out from the center, consciousness moving from the axis point through the electromagnetic field. And that's what flying across the world in one night actually represents. In the astral, he's astral projecting. It's not physical flight. It's consciousness projected through the toroidal field. Now, if you take a look at Santa's hat, which I'm sure you've all seen, it's a red cone with white trim and a white pom-pom at the top. And most people think, hey, that's just a festive hat. That looks Christmassy. But hold on a second. The hat is a diagram. The red cone is the electromagnetic vortex spiraling up from 77 degrees north. The white trim at the base is the horizon ring where the vortex meets the plasma sun, the black hole at the center. The white pom-pom on the top, that's the pure plasma sun sitting on that horizon. This is exactly what Lindsay Harris describes in the electromagnetic cosmology. The Earth's toroidal field creates a vortex at the poles. The vortex spirals upward. And at a certain point, sitting on the horizon of that vortex is the plasma sun. It's an S curve from the side. And that also, makes me have to clarify that the sun is not 93 million miles away. It's a pure plasma manifestation created by the magnetic field converging. Santa's hat is that structure. The triangle, the vortex cone, is the circle, the plasma sun. And that's the complete electromagnetic system at the center. In alchemy, there's two fundamental symbols. The triangle is for fire and ascension. It's masculine, active. The circle is completion, wholeness, feminine, receptive, masculine and feminine. It's duality. They put the entire cosmology on Santa's head, and we just thought it was a cute hat. We thought it was Santa's hat. We thought Santa wasn't real. Wait, actually, let me rephrase that. It's not just cosmology. It's a map of how consciousness accesses the center through the electromagnetic vortex. And they gave it to children as a cartoon character. And Santa has 9 reindeer, right? 8 traditional ones, and then Rudolph. Rudolph with the red nose. Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Now, why is Rudolph's nose red? And why does he lead the others? Because Rudolph represents the illuminated third eye, the pineal gland, or pineal gland, activated. When your third eye is dormant, it's, dark, closed, asleep. But when it activates, when you start seeing through the veil, it glows, it lights up, it becomes red. And Rudolph guides the others through the fog. Foggy Christmas Eve. That's not weather, that's veiled perception. The masses can't see clearly because their third eyes are dormant. But those with the illuminated third eye, Rudolph, he can navigate through the veil. So they can see what the others can't see. And the song literally says, you'll go down in history. Meaning those who activate their third eye, who can see the truth, who can guide others, they're the ones who matter. They're remembered. So Rudolph isn't just a cute reindeer with a glowing nose. Rudolph is you when your pineal gland activates and you start seeing electromagnetic reality for what it is. And speaking of reindeer, there's 9 total, 8 plus Rudolph. Why 9? Because 9 is the completion number. It's the end of single digits. After 9, you cycle back to 1. 9 plus 1 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. 9 equals completion, not some arbitrary count. They didn't just make 9 reindeers for nothing. The 8th reindeer is the octave, the vibrational completion. And the illuminated consciousness of Rudolph, that makes it 9. The complete navigation system, consciousness plus activated third eye equals full access to the electromagnetic field. So how does Santa get into your house? Down the chimney. Why the chimney? Why not the door? Well, because the chimney is Jacob's ladder. You know the biblical story? Jacob dreams of a ladder reaching from earth to heaven with angels ascending and descending. That's the vertical axis. That's the line, the one, the fundamental one that creates everything. The connection between realms. And what is a chimney? It's a vertical passage connecting the bottom, your home, the hearth, the ground, to the top, the roof, the sky, the heavens. Santa descends down it. Consciousness coming down the axis. It bringing gifts from above to below. Knowledge from source to periphery. The chimney equals the axis mundi in every home. And Santa traveling down it equals consciousness descending through the electromagnetic axis to deliver what? To deliver knowledge, truth, gifts. Not toys, consciousness gifts. But they made it about toys so kids wouldn't realize what they were actually encoding. But I won't take up too much time on Christmas because I know you're busy, but SANTENNA, the body is an antenna. And I've talked about this before. I have some presentations prepared on this subject, but we're not in the universe. We are the universe. We're consciousness processing infinite electromagnetic waves into the appearance of matter. Your body is the antenna, and that antenna does the processing. And when you tune that antenna to the frequency, when you activate your third eye, Rudolph's red nose, when you recognize the vertical axis within you, the chimney, Jacob's ladder, your spine, you become a SANTENNA. SANTENNA, Santa antenna. You're tuned to receive from the Santa, from the Santa, from the electromagnetic source point, from Santa, Saturn consciousness projecting from the North Pole. And what are you receiving though? Unlimited consciousness dimensions? Not some fixed number, unlimited. Just like there are unlimited magnetic field lines in the toroidal field. Consciousness is infinite. In your antenna, your SANTENNA, you can tune into it. When you're properly aligned, that's when Santa's really what Santa's really bringing down the chimney. Not presence, consciousness access. So the gift of recognizing you're not separate from the electromagnetic field, that's one of the gifts that Santa brings you. You are the field, temporarily organized as a human antenna. So when you tune into Saturn, Santa, you can access unlimited consciousness from the Santa. Santa. You know what I mean? You feeling me? It's mind over matter, because your mind it's in the primordial knowledge. You're just receiving it through your SANTENNA, your Santa antenna. And your body is an electromagnetic receiver. You, as above, so below, your body is a torus field, just like the universe. So let's bring this all back full circle. Santa is Saturn. They took the timekeeper, the boundary keeper, the consciousness gateway, and they inverted it into something satanic to scare you away from it. So they encoded the truth into a children's story, which is common, truth in plain sight. But we're going to decode it. Santa lives at the North Pole, the electromagnetic center. Santa's hat equals the vortex meeting the plasma sun, the pure plasma sun, the unseen. And you can't see the sun. It's the land of inaccessibility, just like you can't see Santa. Rudolph's red nose is the illuminated third eye, the pineal gland. 9 reindeer equals completion. The chimney is Jacob's ladder, the vertical axis. The night of travel is consciousness projection on the astral plane, outside linear time. He's bringing gifts, delivering knowledge from Santa to periphery. And your mind is the antenna. Our minds are antennas, SANTENNAs. The antenna receiving from the Santa. When you align with Saturn, you're tuning your antenna to the electromagnetic field and the primordial soup, so to speak, of consciousness. You're opening to unlimited consciousness dimensions. We are unlimited beings, light beings, humans, human, light man. You're receiving gifts from Santa down the chimney, not toys, truth. They hid it in plain sight. They made it a children's story so no one would question it. But Bro Sanchez saw it. Lindsay Harris mapped the electromagnetic structure, and now we're putting it all together. Santa is Saturn, is SANTENNA. The consciousness gateway you access when you align with the electromagnetic field at the Santa. So Santa is real because Santa is you, expressed through an archetype or archetype. So Merry Christmas, and may your SANTENNA be activated. Dusty Truth signing out. Peace.